Marysville High School's choir program has grown in numbers over the past several years under the direction of Mr. Mike Martin. He will also tell us about a big trip the choir is planning.
Welcome to Student Connections. I'm Katelyn Hering here with Mr. Martin, the choir teacher. How are you?
Good today, Katelyn. How are you doing?
Pretty good. So, how did you get interested into teaching choir?
Well, I actually have my junior year of high school. I was involved with the Michigan School of Vocal Music Association's Honors Choir program, and I had a wonderful, positive experience in that program, and decided that year that I wanted to spend the rest of my life in choir music, and it just ended up being teaching choir music. So I've really enjoyed now my years at Marysville Middle School and Marysville High School, and teaching yourself and the rest of the students here. So
that's awesome. What were the plans for choir this year?
Well, the biggest plan, is going to Chicago.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, me too. It's the first trip we've decided to take that's an overnight trip. It's a big trip. Mm-hmm. It's a big step for the Marysville Choir program, and so that's the biggest plan. Some of the things we normally do during the school year is our winter Christmas concert is coming up December 12th, mm-hmm. and then we also take a trip to festival in May. I'm sorry, not May, in March. And it's kind of like our musical meet. We sing for a panel of judges, and they kind of give us a grade on how we're doing musically and vocally, and they have a list of criteria to grade us on.
Yeah. What activities have you planned for the Chicago trip?
Well, activities aren't we planning for the Chicago trip? We have a lot of stuff lined up. You've seen the itinerary. It's chock full of anything and everything there's to do in Chicago. The Sky Deck and Willis Tower. We're going to see the Blue Man Group. We get to go to Gino's East Pizza. Mm-hmm. We get to take a boat tour on the rivers through downtown Chicago and out on the Lake Michigan. And then we have 3 performance venues we're going to go see. We're going to perform for the St. Vincent de Paul's Children's School. We're going to go to Vandercook College of Music. And then we're also going to the VA hospital, perform for them.
That sounds pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What sort of programs do you have available for students who want to be in choir?
Well, we have the 2 choirs that meet during the school day, the women's choir, and then we have concert choir, which is a mixed choir of sopranos, altos, tenors, and basses, which adds the guys. And then we also offer an audition after-school group called the Varsity Singers, and we meet Tuesdays and Thursdays.
How do you think the Varsity Singers is doing with its new members that it has?
It's great. It was all females last year, all girls last year, which is a unique group. But then we added the guys this year, and it's another unique group. I think it's going really well.
Mm-hmm. How has the loss of seniors affected the Varsity Singers?
It impacts it a lot. The seniors add a lot of maturity in terms of their behavior, in terms of their tone. But we're comparing the end of last year to the beginning of this year, and so I know by the end of this year it's gonna be the same as where we ended it last year. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. Do you like the new auditorium?
Love the new theater.
Mm-hmm.
Love the new theater. It has everything there needs to be to have a professional shows. We can really enhance our choir concerts with visuals and special effects, and the acoustics in terms of the sound in there is just, it's amazing. So yes, I love the new theater.
Yeah, it's pretty cool for the musical too.
Oh, it is. There's an actual real working pit. Rather than having the orchestra off to the side, we can have the orchestra where it's supposed to be, which is under the stage. Mm-hmm. So it allows me to see the performers and work with the performers in the orchestra.
Mm-hmm. How do you think the first concert for the choir went this year?
I think it went really well. The goal is to start where you ended the previous year, and I think we surpassed where we ended the previous year. Mm-hmm. We have amazing students this year. So.
Mm-hmm. What other concerts are you looking forward to?
Well, I'm really looking forward to the winter concert. There's always something special and magical about the winter concert, especially when you throw in some holiday theme music in there. I always like festival because it really lets us know where we stand state-wise on our vocal talent and our ability.
Yeah. So, who's Mr. Troy?
Mr. Troy is a new theater director. Mr. Harrington was our theater director last year, and he's been moved to some other positions, and so Mr. Troy is our full-time theater technician, and so he's the guy in charge of running lights and running sound and hanging the lights and pretty much anything that goes on behind the scenes for anything that goes in the theater. Band concerts, choir concerts, our musical, the senior play. So very, very integral part to making our shows work.
How have the middle school students been doing so far?
They've been doing good. They're very enthusiastic. You were in middle school one time.
Yeah.
You know what it was like. They're very energetic, so I know I can guarantee lots of energy from them. But they're doing really well this year. They sing very well. They sing with lots of energy, and it's kind of a neat thing for me to see what the choir program is going to be next year and the year after that when I see the middle school kids and their abilities and talents.
Yeah. I heard they had a concert a couple weeks ago. Like, how did they do in it?
They did really well. I was really impressed with their performance. They knew all the songs. They were confident on stage. They had great stage presence. Really good audience etiquette. I was really impressed on how they performed.
We heard that you had triplets over the summer. How are they so far?
They're doing well, yes. Mrs. Martin gave birth to triplets on September 12th. We already have 2 boys at home, and so that's going to make 5 kids at our house. So their names are Caleb, Jonah, and Abby, and 2 of them have come home. Caleb and Jonah came home. Abby struggled a little bit when she was first born. She had a collapsed lung twice, and so that kind of set her back a ways. So we're hoping in the next couple of weeks to bring her home, and so she can be home for Thanksgiving. So they're all doing very well. They're all gaining weight, and they're all doing what babies normally do with the eating and the pooping and the sleeping and the crying, and so it's all good things.
Thanks for coming in today.
Thanks, Katelyn, for having me in here today.
You're welcome. We'll be right back after this.